These are my tools to create awesome PS3 tutorials. Let's do this.
Hey guys, this is Versatile from VST Power Now, hosted on Project Phoenix Media. We got a really great video tutorial series, and I think this is going to be a 4-part series based upon feedback when I did this same kind of thing last year with my fat PS3 jailbreaking tutorial series. So in this case, I have a PS3 Slim, and in a previous video I got this off of Craigslist for a really good price, and I have confirmed that it is a NOR chip compatible model. So in the first video here, the first part, I'm going to show you how to disassemble the PS3 Slim, and I'm going to do some shortcuts. I've already taken a lot of the screws out, so I'm just going to go over the process. But if you go to the more info section, video description, I have a link to another text tutorial with pictures that shows you in more detail how to find things and take them apart if you need that kind of level of detail. But this video should be a good overview for you guys who have a PS3 Slim that is E3 flasher compatible. And then in part 2, I'll show you how to use the E3 flasher clip, downgrade, and make your backup dumps and flashing the dumps. And then the third video will be reassembling the PS3, and then the fourth video will be showing you how to do the downgrader with the firmware files. So let's do this. Okay, so here's the PS3. So one of the first things you want to do is, let's do the easy stuff first, right? So on the bottom of the PS3, let's make sure it shows up in the camera. There's going to be these little feet. Take off the feet. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 the feet. Take those off. Also, what you want to do is take out the hard drive caddy tray. So right here where you take off this lid, there's going to be a blue screw here. Take it out. I do want to note that this sticker here, this void sticker, was originally here. So you're going to have to take that off to remove that screw. And then also, down here, there's going to be three holes here that uses Torx 8 screwdrivers or screws. So what you want to do is use a Torx 8 drill bit or maybe like a really thin flathead Phillips screwdriver and undo those 3 screws there. And then you might as well just go ahead and take out your hard drive tray as well. Take out the slide, pull out your hard drive, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead. I'm going to flip this unit back to here. Okay. And now what you want to do is you want to pull it from the back towards the front. So let's go ahead and do that. Just be very careful. You do have 3 clips here on the front here, so we don't want to break those. And just gently lift. Ta-da! Okay, so here's the top. I'm going to put the top away somewhere safe. Okay, so is there a methodology to doing this? Just go around in a circle. So what I did was, if we start from the back side, there's going to be, okay, let's get a little bit closer. So this right here is the power supply. So let's go ahead and disconnect anything that's related to the power supply. So there is this, that was connected right here. So I disconnected that guy. And then also over here, there's going to be this power cord. So you can disconnect it here, or we can disconnect it underneath. Either way works. So just disconnect it. And then also there's going to be some screws. There's going to be a screw right here on the left-hand side, as well as a screw over here on the right-hand side. So go ahead, take those 2 screws out. And I think that's about it. So let's go ahead, just slowly pry it out. Just pull it off. Just be gentle. And that's it. Put it to the side. Put it somewhere safe. All right. So here's the little dongle wire harness, so just put that to the side. And then, in terms of more things to unplug, basically there is this cable here from the Blu-ray drive to here. There's going to be some stickers. I already ripped the stickers from before, so go ahead, pull it out like so, like that. There's going to be a blue ribbon, this data ribbon from the Blu-ray drive. So what you want to do is, using your screwdriver, you want to push. There's going to be like a brown tab down here. Make sure you push the tab up, and then you can pull this out. And then if you want to lock it back in, you push this tab in, this ribbon into here, and then push the brown part down. So that's how you secure it, basically. So I did that. And then down here, there's going to be these black and white wires. The black wire goes on the very right, and the white wire goes on the very left. So that's for the Bluetooth and like the wireless receiver part, I guess. So just go ahead, disconnect those two. And then there's also going to be a screw right here. So I already took that out. And then I think that's about it for that one. So go ahead and just pull this portion out. So just be careful of these wires. Don't want to break anything. And then just pull it out. Alright, so that's what it looks like. I'll turn it around upside down so you have an idea of what it looks like. So I'm going to put that to the side. Okay, so in terms of more screws to do. And every PS3 Slim is going to be very similar or maybe slightly different, but the idea is the same. Just go ahead, take your time, go around in a circle, and just make sure you undo all the screws as necessary. So there's going to be a screw here, because there's an arrow here, so that makes it real easy. So there's a screw here, there's a screw here. I took those two out. There's also going to be a screw right here. I took that out. And then also down here, on the lower right-hand side, there's going to be a screw right here. So I took that out as well, where my screwdriver is. So I took that out. And then, is there anything else? So let me turn this unit around. Okay. So now there's going to be this white cable here. So just go ahead, pull it out carefully. Or you have some tweezers, do that. And then this power part is going to pop out real easily. Ta-da! Great. Put that to the side. And then, let's see if there's anything else that I remember. Oh yeah, so on the hard drive side, there's going to be two small screws. There's going to be two small screws here and here. Pull those out. And by pulling out, I mean unscrew them. You know what I mean. So do that, and then you're good to go. You don't have to unscrew these. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm going to leave these in. So I'm going to leave it in for now. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take out this power supply, this little cord part of it, because that's going to be useful later. Because what we're going to end up doing is when we do the E3 flasher, we don't have to reassemble it inside this case. So I'm going to do that as well. And for some reason it's not cooperating, so let me just pull it out later. I'll pull it out later, that's fine. Okay, so now, what I'm going to do is we're going to take out the main portion out of this enclosure. So all you got to do is just basically lift, grab this, and just be careful, make sure it doesn't snag on any wires or anything like that. And just lift and pull forward. And there you go. And here we see at the bottom of my case it's pretty dusty, so I'll clean this out later with some compressed air. And here, now I'm going to have an easier time to pull this out. See, here it is. So we'll use this later. And we don't need this anymore for now, so let's put it to the side. And now we're back to the main case here. And I don't remember if I talked about this, but also make sure you disconnect this fan connector too, if I didn't mention that earlier. Okay, so now what do we do? So what we probably want to do is we need to remove this case from the bottom case. So there's two cases, top and bottom. So we're going to bottom here. And there's going to be a bunch of screws here. So let me just count the screws with my screwdriver here. There's one, oops, sorry. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's only 5? I thought there was more. Okay, so there's 5 of those. And then what you also want to do is unscrew these guys. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do that right now. I may decide to edit this. We'll see. But let's go ahead and take these screws out. Actually, this is too big, so do it the old school way. Okay, so all 5 screws are removed. Now what we're going to do is remove these 2 guys. So what I suggest is you remove it in pairs. So let's do that. So do a little bit at a time. One side, next side. Back again. Okay, do the same thing over here. Over here. Again. So on and so forth until you think you're done. And let's see. Okay, put it over here, that's good. Do some more. Over here. Okay. Alright, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Alright, so now, I'll put all these screws on my plate over here. Keep things organized. Okay, so now, this part will just sort of slide off. Excellent. So here we are, the bottom of the motherboard. Now we probably want, at this point, yes, you can take it off. It might be a little bit tricky because your CPU and GPU will have some thermal paste, so it's going to be tied to your heatsink. But I already messed around with it earlier, so it should be good to go. Just go around the sides, just slowly pry it off, and we'll be good. Oh, make sure you pull this up. Let me do that before I forget. Okay. And then pull it towards me. And here we go. Awesome. Okay, so here's the motherboard. And then here's the NOR chip right here. I can't read it, but it's right there. I'll point to it. It's right here. So that's the NOR chip. So we'll get to that in video number 2. Put that to the side here. Now let's say you want to remove the fan. So in order to do that assembly, there's going to be some black screws. There's 2 black screws right here, and then there's 2 more screws right here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those right now. I may also decide to edit the footage and fast forward, we'll see, but let me just go ahead and remove it. Okay, so we're done. Screws are removed. Pull it off. Good to go. Put it to the side. And this is the bottom of the fan with the heatsink. And we'll use this guy later. So what we're going to do now is, let me just get some paper here, protect the bottom, and go back to the motherboard. Okay, so this is going to be a prelude to video number 2. What I am going to do in the meantime is I'm going to clean the thermal paste off here and here, here and here, off here, and also clean the thermal paste off of here. Put some new paste on. I like to use the Arctic Silver 5. That's a really great paste, so I'm going to use some of that. And then the idea is, hopefully, and we'll see how this works, this is what we're going to do for video 2. It's going to get a little bit more technical, but the idea is we would have this heatsink like here or so, right? I'll get it. But basically the idea is we'll have the heatsink here pre-connected, and then using your E3 flasher clip, we would have it connected right here, okay? And then we would orient this wire accordingly as needed, so we can make sure it gets to the E3 flasher tool. And then I'm going to use a clamp. That's sort of new to me, so I'm going to be experimenting with that, see what's the best way to do it in the clamp style. And then we're ready to have a lot of good time. So that is going to be video 2. Video 1 is simply on disassembling the PS3 Slim. There are different models of PS3 Slims out there, so just take your time and make sure it is downgradable before you do all this work, of course. And if you want to know how to make sure your PS3 Slim is downgradable or not, I will have a link in the more info section to a previous video tutorial that goes over some of these prereqs. And that is it. So if you guys have any nitpicky questions, leave a comment here on the YouTube page and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Once again, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.